Good evening. How y'all doing tonight? I think today I want to talk about something I've been seeing. So you guys know that I have a coaching program, right? So I meet with my um clients weekly. And each week, we're literally in real time going over their responses to referrals and different things like that. And something that I have noticed repeatedly is that people have the wrong idea of how this process actually works to grow your agency, right? So today I want to talk about for our weekly strength training because we're talking about building an organization that's stronger than your presence. Stronger than your presence, meaning you don't have to be there and carry everything on your back in order for this thing to work. So today for this week's strength training, I want to have a very important conversation. Can we talk? Where the builders at? Where the builders at? Who ready to build an organization that's stronger than your presence? Drop builder in the comments, okay? If you're committed to building an organization stronger than your presence, you don't have to carry this thing on your back. You don't have to do all the things. Drop builder in the comments, okay? And before we go even deeper, I want to ask you a question, okay? How does an agency that's been open only 6 months beat an agency that's been open for 5 years? Did you get that? How does an agency that's been open 6 months beat an agency that's been open for 5 years? Because according to everything that you've been taught and what I keep hearing over and over, you think that it shouldn't happen. You think that the agency that has been open for 5 years or even 15 years should come with this, I have more experience, so I should automatically get the client type of vibe. If that's you, if that's something that you believe, put belief in the chat. Okay, I want y'all to talk back to me. Y'all be quiet in here. Y'all be quiet in here. Talk back to me. Okay? You think that more experience, more relationships, more history equals more credibility. So if that's the case, why do it happen? And do you believe that that happened? Do you believe that there's new agencies that get clients and outgrow agencies that's been in business for 5 to 15 years? Do you believe that? I believe it. I believe it because as a new agency, I made 7 figures in my first year. So I believe it. But why does it happen? Why do families sometimes choose a newer agency? I can tell you right now, it's not luck. They don't look up. The agency provider don't look up. It's not because they got all the connections, all the things that I hear. I hear, oh, they must know somebody. They this, and that. I didn't know anybody. Okay, I didn't have this magic pool. I just understood how this thing worked. Okay. It's not because the older agency suddenly got bad. Like they could be still be doing a good job. They could have influence in the community. They can take care of their clients well, have a good reputation. But there's things that can make a newer agency outpace them. So I'm gonna challenge your beliefs tonight, okay? I'm gonna challenge your beliefs because your current beliefs is what's keeping you from growing your agency to its capacity. Okay? Experience does not automatically create trust. Experience does not automatically create trust. I think we confuse experience with trust, if you ask me. They're not the same thing. Experience actually just creates experience. Trust, on the other hand, trust has to be communicated and demonstrated, okay? Think about the last time you hired somebody, whether you went and got a mechanic, a realtor, a contractor. Did you automatically choose whoever it was because they was in business the longest? Did you even ask them how long that they have been in business? Honestly, I'm gonna give you an example for myself, okay? I go to take five. When I need an oil change, well, not right now, I can't take this car. I have a BMW. I can't take that to take five. And I hate it because I love take five. It's convenient, okay? I've used it multiple times in the past, and so I have this trust with Take Five. I do not pull up and Take Five and ask the person who's about to do my oil change how long they've been doing oil changes. I don't. And that's not just a girl thing. That's not just a girl thing. I don't. I trust Take Five because they have communicated trustworthiness to me. I see them everywhere. I've used them and gotten good results. I see other people using them in the past. It's quick, it's convenient, all the things that I need in order to have a good experience with them. They check all my boxes. They check all my boxes, so it don't have anything to do with longevity. Okay? I'm gonna give you another one. If there's a restaurant in your city that's probably been open for 20 years, okay? This restaurant been open for 20 years, and then across the street, a brand new restaurant open. A few weeks after that new restaurant opened, the parking lot is full. And you see this all the time. The parking lot is full. Does that mean that the old restaurant suddenly lost 20 years of experience? Does that mean that? No. This new restaurant hasn't taken away from the experience that the older restaurant has provided. That's not the case, right? That's not the case. People simply believe that the new restaurant offered something that they wanted. The same reason why I go to Take Five. I know that they check my boxes. I know it. So my question to you is why do you think home care works differently? Why do you think that? It's like people think that home care is a different beast, a different animal. No, it's the same concept. So I hope you understand what I'm saying there. Because you have this belief that's keeping you from growing your agency because when you have these beliefs in your mind, you don't go as harder because you think, well, I'm new. I hear this all the time. I'm new, so I didn't expect to get that many clients. I'm new. I know people don't know me yet. I got to get my name out there. Girl, you want to get your name out there or you want to get some money in here? I didn't have any of those things. I made seven figures my first year, and it's only because I understood how to provide what the families wanted without having to say that I have been in business for 10 years. So that's belief number one. Belief number two is that you think that families don't buy longevity. No, I'm sorry. You think that families buy longevity. You think you had to be in the game for umpteen years in order to get families to choose you. No, families aren't buying longevity. This is going a step deeper than from what we just talked about. What are they buying? If they're not buying longevity, like we just determined, because the new provider is getting clients, the new provider is growing. So it's not just the fact that they had to be in business for umpteen years, it's something else that they're buying. What is it? I'm about to challenge y'all tonight, okay? They are buying confidence. Think about a daughter, okay? Think about a daughter that's looking to care for her mom. She's frustrated. Her mom maybe say she got dementia, and this daughter has her own life as well. You know, she got kids and a husband and things to manage. Do you think that she approaches the conversation looking for an agency with, oh, let me line up all the licenses and see who had the license the longest? No. She's answering other questions because the things that she's experiencing in her life, she needs to make sure it's going to work around everything else she got going on. She want to make sure her mom's going to be cared for and that there's going to be a convenience and a way that she can get the services she need done and she can also let go of the guilt of needing somebody else to take care of her mom. When that make you feel guilty? If you've experienced that before, put that in the chat. Put your experience in the chat. There's this guilt that comes with the fact that you can't be everything to everybody. As a parent, we feel that. As a daughter, as a son, whatever. You go through that. So it's something else that she's needing. She's not lining up the businesses to see who's been there the longest. She wants to know, will they actually answer my calls? Will they treat my mother with dignity? Can I finally stop worrying? Families do not buy years, they buy peace of mind. They buy peace of mind. They are not approaching you to see how long you've been in business. Peace of mind starts long before services begin. So you have to learn how to position yourself to answer those questions that daughter needs to give her that peace because that's what she's buying. And because you think she's buying something different, you're approaching it in a different way. You're approaching it in a different way. And that's what's making you not get the client. Let's move on. Okay? Because I feel like I feel some ouches in my spirit. We gonna keep going though. I have to say this, okay? When you submit a response to a referral and you don't hear anything back, it's not because you're being ignored. I hear providers say this all the time. They don't call me back. Nobody choosing my agency. It's just the market saturated. Nobody really respond to referrals anymore. I gotta challenge you on that, okay? If you responded to 10 referrals this week, put the number of referrals you responded to this week. Because first of all, we got to make sure you actually responded to referrals. Okay? But put the number of referrals you responded to this week in the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's have a real conversation. And yes, I coached the chat. Okay? I coached the chat. So put it in the chat. How many referrals you responded to this week? If you responded to 10 referrals, how many people do you think actually saw your response? Drop that in the chat. If it was 10, if it was 10, how many people you think see your response? For some reason, I don't know what it is, but people think that, oh, they passing up my agency. Oh, they not looking at my responses. What do you do? But honestly, if you responded to 10 people who need care, don't you think they looking? Don't you think they looking? There's no way that they can know that you don't meet their requirements that they're looking for unless they look. So if you responded to 10 referrals, chances are probably 10 people actually looked at your response. So attention isn't the problem. It's not attention. And once you get over like these, I don't want to call them excuses because I know it's things that you really believe. But the reason why I'm challenging those beliefs is because until you get over the beliefs that you have told yourself that's ingrained in the way you carry this business, you're not going to respond differently. You're not going to go a step further. If you believe that you're just not getting attention, you're not going to try to figure out, well, why isn't why am I not, if I could speak, why am I not being chosen? If it's not attention and they're actually reading my response, why am I not being chosen? Because I don't think you're being ignored. What I think is happening, you're being evaluated. They're looking at your response and they're evaluating your response against the other responses and against their needs. And I want to show you something, okay? This is an actual response that I did with one of my clients who was sending referrals because the first thing we do in my membership, we gonna see what you've been saying. You ain't about to have me out here looking crazy. I want to see what you've been saying to these people. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you one of my clients' responses and what we went through, okay? Because honestly, it wasn't that the response was bad. The response was professional, it was polite, it was exactly what every other agency says. That's the problem. Okay? When your response starts saying things like, we've been in business X amount of years, we're licensed, we love to help, we believe in compassion, trust, and I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it's really because like everybody says those same things. And think about yourself. Like, I don't know why people get in business and start thinking that in the human service business, when you're doing human services, like you're no longer a human or you're not talking to humans. You're talking to humans. Think about how do you, even if you met somebody for the first time, right? What things do you evaluate to see where is this relationship going to go further? If you met somebody at on the bus, you met somebody on a bus and they sat next to you. They had a good vibe. They just had this good aura about themselves. Y'all started a conversation and you like, oh, they nice. Then you go a step further. They got a lot in common with you. You start relaxing. You start feeling like this been your homegirl for a while, right? What makes you feel that way? Like, honestly, what makes you feel that way? It's the same concept when you're responding to referrals. You have to think what is going to remove the barrier of time because, yes, you just met me. What's going to remove that barrier of time between us and make you feel like I'm the obvious choice? What is it? If five agencies are sending the same exact message, then the family needs to hear something different in order to choose. And the reason why you're not getting chosen is because you're blending in with all five of those agencies. So that's why I rewrite scripts. I rewrite scripts because you need to, of course, yes, use your real stuff. Like I'm not telling you to say, honestly, the problem with you not getting calls from these people is because you're not using your real stuff. You saying my top three values of our organization is this, this, and that, which has no connection to you at all. But if you really did be honest about what you really bring to the table as a human being and used it to your advantage so that another agency couldn't mock you if they tried, you would get better responses from people. So that's why I rewrite scripts, okay? Of course, the experience don't change. It's your true experience. It's what you really bring to the table. But I changed how the family experiences your agency. Okay? This is actually something I know firsthand because, like I told y'all, when I built my agency to seven figures, it's not because every family chose us. Let's be clear. I built my family. I did build my family to seven figures actually, but I built my agency to seven figures because the people who experienced me They knew exactly what I brought to the table, connected to exactly what they needed. So let's go back to the daughter who we were talking about. She got a family of her own. So she needs to be able to call and get you on the phone when she got a chance to call. So she needs to know that, oh, we're able to we have a hotline for families. They get to call after hours. This is what we do here, here, and here. If I say something like that, that's going to make her choose me. Every family isn't going to choose you, but if you put your real stuff and your response instead of that generic stuff, they'll know what they're choosing. And the family that actually need what you provide is going to feel a sense of relief and respond to you. They're not going to respond to you because they're like, "Ooh, your three values. Oh, I love that. Integrity, compassion, and care. Oh, okay." No, these are real people. They got real lives going on. They need to know that what you provide is connected to exactly what they need. So every family is not going to choose you. Okay. When I first got certified, I responded to thousands of referrals. Thousands of people did not choose me. I didn't end the year with thousands of clients because that's not how business actually works. But the beautiful thing is, I didn't need everybody. I needed enough people to understand exactly why they should choose me. And I used my real stuff, the things I love, the things I brought to the table. I use those real things to let clients know why they should choose me. And that, my friend, is a very different business strategy than what you've been doing. I already know. I already know. I've talked to enough providers to know that this isn't what everybody's doing. And if you're struggling to get clients, you're struggling to get people to respond back to you after you respond to referrals, it's because of that. And I think that before you understand this, this is where a lot of providers get discouraged. They start saying things like the market is saturated. Oh, I hear that so much. The market is saturated. I mean, it's just too many providers. It's just too many agency owners out here. And that's why I'm not getting responses. You tell yourself that. And when you tell yourself that, what you're actually doing is saying that this business is not going to succeed and then giving yourself a reason why not. I don't know if you ever heard, and I am not pretending to be into some neurological studies because I'm not, but what I learned is that what your brain does is try to confirm what you think. So when you put that out, that this business isn't going to succeed, you start putting it in your mind, and then your brain goes out and find reasons why. Oh, the market is saturated, so that's why my business isn't going to succeed. Oh, they don't really look at the responses to referrals, so that's why my business is not going to succeed. Oh, I don't know any essays or case managers and people who grow their business actually know these people. That's why my business isn't going to succeed. But baby, listen, that is not why. First of all, this business is going to succeed because you're going to challenge these beliefs and then do something different. You do not need the whole city. You just need to own a block. But you need to own the block, not this passive, oh, we have these three. I know I keep saying this, but it's what y'all keep saying on y'all websites and brochures and things. Our three values is care, compassion, and loyalty. I don't know. I think loyalty is stuff people say on data apps. I don't know. But you know your three. You know your three. Drop your three in the comment. You know your three. You can't own a block with this generic marketing stuff. You don't own a block by passing out cupcakes and kissing babies. You own a block because you are taking up space in a way that shows dominance and in a way that shows confidence and communicates trust Think about where you live. Okay, everybody do not want to live downtown. My sister, that she was a downtown girl. She had a nice luxury apartment downtown, and I looked at it because it was beautiful. And if I didn't have kids, maybe I would have moved in that downtown space too. But I had kids. So I had a whole different thing of check boxes that needed to be checked for me. That doesn't make those apartments any less nice. And my house is also nice. However, we need two different things. You're not going to get everybody. But you have to communicate clearly what you offer in order to be chosen because I didn't need that. I called it a bachelor pad. She was a woman. Like she was a woman. She's still a woman. Well, you gotta say that sometimes. She's still a woman. But I called it her bachelor pad because that's the kind of vibe it gave you, but it was nice. It was so nice. It was artsy and stuff like that. But think about it. That wasn't what I needed, but that stuff stood out to her. But what I needed to know was, do you have a washer and dryer hookup? Because these clothes need to get washed, and I'm not going to a laundromat. So I need a washer and dryer hookup. I need to know you have ample space in these rooms. You have a basement so these kids can get away from me when it's time for these kids to get away from me. Do you have the things that need to check my boxes so that I can choose? Think about if the house, when I was renting a house, think about if they just said we have nice floors and great windows for seeing, and we believe and our three values is community, trust, and what's something else the apartment could say? Community, trust, and convenience. But we don't know convenience to what? Convenience, because your convenience and my convenience might be two different things. Because if I'm a cooker and you say your convenience is that you got microwaves and I don't even like a microwave, then that's really not convenience for me. But if you're close to a grocery store and you call it that convenience, then that's convenience for me. So that's why you need to expound. Because you just saying them three things ain't saying nothing about the boxes that I need to be checked. Everybody don't want to live in the suburbs. Everybody don't want acreage. The suburbs doesn't need everybody either. They want a specific person. Just like you. You want a specific client. You know you got to type. You know you got to type. You don't even want everybody. So that's why it's important for you to use the right language so that you can attract the right people and so that the right people can know what it is that you offer. So maybe the question is not how do I get more referrals? Because if you got more referrals and you don't know how to turn those referrals into clients, all you're going to have is a lot of missed opportunities. You need to ask yourself, how do I become the agency more families actually choose? Because those are two different conversations. So let me tell you what this week's rep is, okay? Because we're building an agency that's stronger than our presence, and that's going to take strengthening. So we're going to do these weekly strengthening training, and I'm going to leave you with a weekly rep so you know what to do next. I want you to go pull up your last referral response. I want you to do this for real because this is where you can take everything I just said and look over it, play this back, follow, like you need to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so that you can play this back and you can go through your response and read it and ask yourself important questions. If my agency name was removed, would a family still know why they should choose me? Because it's not about your name or the three things that you put under your company's name. If that's removed, they have nothing to go off of, then your answer is no. You don't know why they should choose you, which means that you know why they don't choose you. But I'm not saying do that to beat yourself up. Get excited. Because we can build that. Once you understand what's expected from you, we can build that together. And that's exactly why I created the Get Chosen workshop. Okay? Because you don't got to do this alone. We're going to do this together and it's free Because I know what your responses look like without even looking at your responses. That's why the first thing I do is go over scripts. Because I realized nobody was teaching agency owners this, how to get chosen. So everybody teach you how to get licensed. Everybody teach you how to start. Everybody talks to you about marketing and all those things, but very few people teach you what actually happens after a referral comes in and you respond. They don't tell you how trust gets built, how families make decisions, and you need to know how they make decisions, how your agency become unforgettable, how one referral relationship actually can turn into more. And oh, that's my favorite strategy. I can't wait to show you that. I'm going to show you that one at the workshop. Okay, so that's why we're going to deep dive into that on a Saturday. You don't have nothing to do on this Saturday. Click the link and it's gonna give you all the information to the workshop. But it's gonna be Saturday morning, and I'm going to break this down for you. Okay, so if today's strength training made you think differently, Saturday is where I'm going to show you the framework that I created behind it because I kept meeting with y'all. I kept talking to y'all. I already know what your response sound like and I know what you need. Okay, so go ahead and reserve your seat now, and it is free. I cannot wait to teach you. I cannot wait to get my hands on your script, to love on you first of all, but then to confront the belief that you be giving yourself that this business isn't going to succeed. We gonna tackle that one together. Builders. Thank you for putting in another rep with me tonight. Remember that organizations do not become stronger because they know more. That is not what happens. They become stronger because they consistently implement what they know. So go do this week's rep. I actually want to know your response because I coach the comments. I definitely coach the comments. I want to know what you come up with and what's going on in your organization. And until next week, weekly strength training, keep building, keep strengthening. And as always, I will see you next time.